Nice when there's not a room full of people, but I've had to do before. It's hard.
Would you still love me if I look like this?
I would still love you if you look like this. Would you still love me if I look like... Would you still love me if I get plastic surgery and look like...
Yeah.
Because I might someday.
Not like that though.
Well, what do they look like?
Like that.
They do?
Yeah.
They look like huge lips.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna do that? No.
That would be crazy.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
How's your coffee?
It's really good.
Oh, good. Hey, I was thinking, do we have a three-legged cat?
We do now.
What? So we've had a bunch of animals over the years, and one of those animals was a four-legged cat named Oliver. And you'll see Oliver more in this video. He's a big, kind of like a medium chonker type indoor cat / outdoor cat. Chonker, it's a cat term I just learned on the internet.
Oh, I had no idea.
He's a chonky boy.
What does that mean?
It means he's a little bit chunky.
Oh, okay.
For cats, you say chonky. And he's a Siamese that is like cute and cuddly, and he's like our boy cat that kind of thinks he's in charge, I guess. But anyway, when we moved to our new house, Shauna, the cat whisperer, knew that we needed to keep him inside for at least 3 weeks, which I think we kept him in more than that, didn't we?
I was told 3 to 4 weeks.
So we kept him inside before we let him go outside.
But the original plan was we were gonna try and keep him here indoor. We were gonna try and maybe keep him inside and not let him out, is what we were thinking, right? And we got a catio for that.
Yeah, we do
But
have
he
a
didn't
catio.
like it. He didn't like it.
It's $500.
Yeah.
We don't use it. We don't even have chickens in it. Maybe we'll have a
The
picture of the
daycare kids
catio.
like it.
Right, but we're not allowed to use that for the daycare kids.
I mean, they like to play in it. Yeah, so our cats hated the catio.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided one day when we were outside playing, Oliver got out. So we decided, oh, well, look, he likes the backyard, right? And he came in. He came in when the daycare kids
Every
came in.
time. He'd stay out for like 30 minutes. He'd go in the little wooded area that you'll also see in the video. And he would hunt a little bit, and I think he brought us a dead bird like the first day, right?
He did. Each day that he was out. He
Very considerate.
Yeah. Very
delicious. And so we thought it was going really well. So our first, and I'll have to edit this because I'm not thinking, I was going to mention Rose.
Oh, yeah.
So the first mishap, feline mishap, was our little black cat named Rose. You can tell that story.
Little Rosie Bear. Her and Oliver are best friends, and they went outside all the time at our other house together. Gosh, should I really tell the story of how it happened?
Let's just say Rose
Rose
got outside, and we thought she'd be fine because Oliver was out there and she's been outside before. And we came back from a walk and she wasn't back there. We thought she'd be at the door waiting to come in. She didn't come back overnight, so the next day we went and started looking. Neighbors said they saw her down.
First of all, we knew she was scared. We did know that. We figured out quite after she got out, she was scared. She just took off. And so we knew that if the neighbors saw her, that she'd be hiding in bushes.
Right, which she was.
We were right.
And there's a green space. I don't know. There's like if you imagine like a big alley that goes behind all of our houses, and it's full of trees and
super pretty
deer poop and squirrels, and it's just like undeveloped space that the city owns. That's where the cats go and they hunt and hide, and she was hiding back there. So we went down and we tromped through the bushes and we got her to come home. And we have actually a pretty cool Ring video of that, of her coming home from our floodlight camera in the back. So we thought that our cat drama was over with and everybody was settling in the new house.
We decided no more. They're not going outside.
Right. Except for somehow, probably when our naughty dog, who's a goat, disguised as a tiny naughty dog, got out. He wanted to go outside. I think Oliver scooted out next to him and got out on the night of the 13th.
Mm-hmm. What?
And we thought he would just come right back in.
He always did, especially for wet food.
Yeah. And he didn't. And so the next day we were kind of worried, but we thought, well, he's been out for 24 hours before at the other house, and he comes home and he's fine because he's a boy cat, so they go a little bit further, but he always knew where home was, and he'd been in and out like 10 times already here, so we weren't worried about it. But then by the time it was,
I was worried when it got that long.
By the time it was like a couple days, and it was like we were pretty worried. Started posting him online. You posted him on a bunch of lost pet
found pages.
Yeah, on Facebook. And
oh, and then a nice lady, she got a hold of me and said she found his collar.
Oh yeah.
She took a picture of it, right?
Yeah, and so at first she thought it was just like, or the location she gave was just at the end of our street. And so we went down there looking, and it wasn't there. This is weird. I mean, it's not very far from our house, and we don't see it anywhere. Well, we got clarification of exactly where it was, and it was on the, a perpendicular street from us, but like a mile away, which was weird, and it was just
towards cars. He never went towards cars.
It was just sitting on the side of the road, as though it was removed and thrown out a car window or something. So we were thinking for sure that somebody snagged him, because people do that. And he's a cool looking cat, and there's weird people out there that are mean to cats, and there's crazy cat hoarders. And
I did animal rescue for years, and we saw the most horrific things people wouldn't even imagine that people do to cats, and steal cats and throw cats out windows, all kinds of things.
We made a bunch of flyers and basically said, hey, this cat was stolen, because then hopefully we get people's attention. He's not just like out wandering around or something, that people would actually pay attention. We put these signs up all over in the area in different parts of town. I went and delivered him to all the vets here in town in case somebody brought him in, because he was chipped, and we called, made sure his chip was updated, and had our information and everything. So if some crazy cat hoarder took him in and said, hey, I got this new cat and they need to get him checked out or whatever.
That's what we thought.
Yeah, so anyway. But super nice lady that used to own a dog daycare.
Yeah, was it grooming also?
And grooming maybe, here in town. And so she was out walking dogs in the neighborhood across the street in the park, and she thought she heard a cat crying for help in the bushes, which is kind of like another space over there, which is similar. It's like a creek and trees and stuff. And so I went over there with a bag of treats that usually is always enough to get him to come running, and quietly called for him and looked down in the bushes and stuff, and never could hear anything. Shauna went over there also looking.
Mm-hmm. And I looked and I was like, well, this would be a great place for him. There's water, there's food.
Yeah. And
there's shelter.
Yeah, and so we're I don't know, we're kind of not wanting to get hopes up, but at the same time, maybe. Came home and thought we'd just keep checking over there so we could at least hear what cat that was to see if it was him. And there's a lot of burrs in the bushes over there, and which we both got on our clothes each time we went over there looking. That's relevant to the next part of the story. So the next morning, just like every morning, I get up and Scout, our dog, needs to go out, and so he comes downstairs and he drinks like an entire bowl of water because for whatever reason he's super thirsty in the morning, and I have to sit here and wait for him so then I can let him out so he doesn't pee in the house or something. And so I go and I'm half asleep and I open up the sliding door to the backyard, and just sitting on the patio furniture in our backyard was Oliver, and he was covered in burrs. So that pretty much confirms that he was hiding over there in that space.
His front paw was swinging.
Yeah, and so his front right leg was like
crumbled,
like a marionette, just flopping around. He couldn't put any weight on it. I picked him up and I was just like totally shocked, like holy cow. 10 days later, here's our cat, and then I started realizing he was all jacked up. His face was all scraped up, and he had cuts.
He wasn't too skinny.
Right, yeah, he was still in kind of a chonker, but just like a skinny chonker at that point. And yeah, so anyway, so that started the whole adventure that we'll go into next with going to the vet. So cut to that day, I called around all the vets and nobody could get him in. For some reason, right now is the time that everyone in the Willamette Valley is taking their pets to the vet for some reason.
Yeah.
Nobody has any time. Well, Dallas Animal Clinic did have time, which was great. And so it was an emergency appointment, which is expensive, but we understand that and everything. Took him in, and the doctor said that he thought that it was probably broken, and that the only thing that could have done that was a car running over his leg.
Poor God.
I was kind of wondering if maybe like a coyote got a hold of his leg and he got away or whatever, but he said no. If anything that could cause that much damage, if it was an animal, he would have been eaten. It wouldn't break the way it did from jumping out of a tree or whatever.
Or even being thrown from a car.
Or being thrown from a car or whatever, yeah. So they did a bunch of x-rays and they confirmed that it was broken and it was fractured 3 different places. And he said it was only the second time in his career he had ever seen a break that bad before. So I was at home when the doctor called, and he basically gave me the options of waiting longer until they could get a surgeon there that could maybe repair his leg. It was a maybe because it was a horrible break. Or they would amputate his leg, and then he would be a 3-legged cat from that point on, which cats do really well with 3 legs. A lot of animals do.
Repairing would have cost $5,000.
Yeah, it was like,
and it wasn't 100%.
I mean, we're looking like at an overall bill of like $5,000 versus $1,500, which is what it ended up being for everything. So that was a huge factor too, because we love our cat, but we also don't have like a money tree growing in the backyard.
We don't?
So no, it's just leaves. A lot of leaves. Many leaves.
That we did.
Yeah, so we decided. So I think right when the doctor called me to give me the options, Shauna had just gotten in the shower. So I'm sitting down here like pacing back and forth going, okay, I need to give her these options to help me decide. Do I sound like a cheapskate jerk for saying that I think we should just have him amputate the leg? Because not just because it's cheaper, but because it's like the other way might not even work. And partially because it's cheaper. And so fortunately I didn't feel like a total jerk when she pretty much immediately agreed.
I grew up with a 3-legged dog. My parents did that when I was younger. We did that. We had to amputate.
I'm pretty sure a vet did
Our
it.
dog got hit by a car, and my parents.
Yeah, I don't think
Grammy
Carla was out there with a hatchet in the woodshed. All right, time to take Oliver to the vet. So the next time we bring him home, he's going to be a pirate cat, 3-legged, tripod, and I'm sure he'll be tearing it up all over the house. So, hey, Oliver, you ready to go? Yeah. Go get rid of that floppy leg. It's all busted up. I'm gonna get rid of it. All right, Oliver's surgery is done. They said it was very successful. And they got all the bone fragments out, and were able to round off the broken bone so that the muscle could be sewn over it. So now we're gonna go pick him up, and hopefully he's adapting quickly. And we'll bring him home and see how he does. All right, doctor just came out, said everything was going well, and he's gonna go pick up Oliver, so he'll bring him back out in a few minutes. What do you think, dude? All right, so we got him, and I'm headed home. He is complaining a little bit, but he's pretty doped up on pain meds and probably really tired from all the trauma of previous week and surgery and everything, so she'll be happy to get home. Anyway. All right, dude. Hey, you ready to go in? Oh my goodness, look at this guy. Look at this guy with no leg. Oh my goodness. Poor Jude. That's why I said before he's a pirate kitty, he's going to be a Frankenpuss for a while.
It looks really bad. It looks way worse than the dog we had growing up.
Yeah. What do you think, Jameson? Is it kind of grody?
It'll look better though when it goes back. Maybe
all the fur will cover it and stuff. So. Just had surgery yesterday.
You're still a beautiful kitty.
Aww.
I just feel bad. That happened to you. I put him up there. Maybe he should be.
I've been here before, familiar with the view. This ain't nothing new. And every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old side, blinded by the lights. And I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you. I live for the moments when you're around me. I know you've got secrets, but I can't keep on. And we're fading in and out together. The fuse wide open.
Look at him. He's always crazy. He's crazy kitty. Hey.
Wide open, stuck in the moment.
Look at this kitty. gonna look a lot better when the fur comes back. But he's doing really good, so it's cool.
So